Hi everyone, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. On today's episode, the Helping Hands Bonsai. Do you remember that one? Welcome everyone to the 1st of July 2024. Yeah, a brand new month, and it's hard to believe that June is already gone. Just came back from a trip up to the cabin with the family. It was fantastic. Maybe I'll share just a snap or two of the good times we were having up in the Brainerd Lakes area on the river. My dad's place that he has now given over to my brother Bill and I. So we try to get up at least once a year with the whole family, and we got to do that this past weekend. The weekend before the big 4th of July push, I think, because it was pretty quiet on the river. We had a lot of fun. Now back to bonsai trees. Now it's the first of a new month, which just means, well, we just have more trees to work on. And this time I'm going to work on a tree that hasn't been worked on for a while. Do you remember the Helping Hands Bonsai? So let's go back in time when I put together my Helping Hands project that my wife still thinks is a little bit on the creepy side. But we made a mold of my hand and we painted it, we prettied it up, put it in a pot, we put a tree in there, and then we set it aside. I think it looks pretty cool. It's been really fun. There we go. Now it's gone through a couple of transformations because the boxwood that I put in there didn't do so well. And I figured I'd then put in a Portulacaria afra. I love the PAs so much, and I had enough of them, and I had a big enough one that would fit in there pretty nicely, and we could watch it grow in there. So the Helping Hands had a Portulacaria afra that I could keep inside during the winter months. So here's the PA that is in the Helping Hands project, or I should say was in the Helping Hands project, because I put it in this pot, just kind of a slit pot, while I prepared the Helping Hands for what was to come. So now let's go to just a few weeks ago, where I started to prepare the pot for transplanting. As I was inspecting the tree one day to see if I was going to repot it, I noticed there were roots growing over the fingers, so this was perfect, I thought. It's going to be a bonsai over hand, root over fingertips. So I had to clean up the pot. So I took the tree and put it into the temporary pot, and then we cleaned out the Helping Hands, and then we gave it a fresh coat of spray paint so that would be all nice and kind of bold and stand out. And then I thought, you know what, this time around, instead of just having bonsai soil on the bottom, which was kind of wasted a little bit, although those roots did spread and grow to give me this concept of root over fingertips, I thought, how about grass? So I put some soil in there, regular soil, not bonsai soil, but regular soil, and then I put some grass seed on there and let it germinate and grow. Now after I put the grass seed in there, it was a little scraggly the first time around, but I was able to give it a little bit of a trim early on because the grass was growing pretty good. And after a trip up to the cabin with the family for a few days, and the sun and some of the rain, I come back and look at the grass around the Helping Hands. Let's do a 360, shall we? Isn't that fantastic? It's like my hands were just placed on the grass. So there's the Helping Hands, everybody. And it's just sitting on there. And so now we have to trim this up. So let's go ahead and do that. So I thought I would have grass down here, which I'll probably have to trim once a week, just like I'm mowing the lawn these days because of how much moisture we have had this year. The grass has been growing pretty well all around the neighborhoods. I got the picture from my wife's aunt. She sent me this picture because she thought about me and my bonsai. I thought, hey, I should make that into a fun bonsai project. And here we are cutting the grass. So this is the second iteration. The first one was the boxwood. It didn't survive, not sure why. And then I put the portulacarry in there, and it was ready for a repot. I discovered roots going over the fingers and thought, hey, let's fix this up. And so I did think originally, if I had a bigger pot, that one day I might put grass in the bottom, just like the picture that my wife's aunt sent me. So I'm gonna have to send her an update of the Helping Hands Bonsai that she inspired me to grow. And really create. So look at that grass. We could go barefoot in this grass and it would just be lovely. So I want to cut it pretty short. So I'll probably go around again and cut it some more. And then we're going to get the tree in here and we're going to spill over at least one of the roots right here and maybe one root right there. We'll have two roots going over there. And then we'll have some spillage of the bonsai soil again a little bit here so these roots can continue to grow, and they might grow into the dirt. And I'm not too worried about that because most of the roots I care about are going to be in the Helping Hands. So we're just going to have fun with this. Now if it really takes off and the roots do well and I need more bonsai soil, what I'll do is my next pot will be a bigger pot and a deeper pot perhaps, and I'll have maybe dirt at the bottom level for the grass, and then I'll have some bonsai soil in the mid-level for where the soil spills over the hands. All right, there we have the grass around the Helping Hands pretty trimmed up. Let's get the tree in here and see what we're gonna do. So I have some smalls now on the hand, a couple of bigs to plug the hole at the bottom. Was a little bit big for the smalls. And I've got my tree with the beautiful roots coming out of here. And so we're gonna put this somewhere like this. And this is gonna go this way, I think. I think this root's gonna go between these fingers, and this big one's gonna come over by my thumb. All right. So let's go ahead and get some soil there. And hold this in place a little bit for us. And if we spill some on the grass, that's okay, because we're going to spill some on the grass anyway on purpose. All right. So we do get to cut these shorter. And they're just going to curl right in here and go deep down by the hands right in there. And this one is going to come right in here. And this one is going to trail this way. And then we're going to just fill this in with our spilled soil. Like someone just came and ripped this right out of the ground. Give it a little bit of water just to get those rocks to stay in place. All right, there we go. And let me get a couple of heavier rocks to put in place to keep this from falling over with the wind. Let's give it a 360 now. So there's the back of the hand. The hand's coming out of the ground. I ripped up some dirt, and here's a root, there's a root, and the roots go down into the bonsai soil, and then eventually they'll probably go into the dirt. But hopefully there'll be some spreading here, here, and here into this bonsai soil, and then we'll see how that does. I'm going to put this on here just to hold it nice and tight. And I think I might put this one here as well. Just for this first week. Now, how can we trim this guy? So here's the root, here's the other root, and here's the other root. This one's the thickest, probably have the best chance to survive. That one's down there in ways too, and this one goes into the soil as well. So, but now our tree, it's leaning a little bit forward, but I like that. There's a piece of growth in the back. I'm going to leave that there. But we've got some front heavy stuff here. So let's see what we can thin out here just a little bit to see this tree a little bit better. Just cut some of the branches down. There's a lot of growth, a lot of summer growth. You know what, I think we can cut this whole branch off. So let's do that so we can see the tree. And we'll cut that one off. This was recently cut. We'll leave that go. Get rid of that so it doesn't go into the tree a little bit. Let's cut this down one more. We can just trim some of these leaves because they're just kind of choking everything out. Branch in there that competes. All right. Let more light in. We'll see how all these push out growth here. And what it does for this little fun tree, the helping hand tree. All right. Not too bad. Got a little bit of cluttering over here going on. We'll clear out some of that. An old wound. This is growing back. That's on the inside of a curve. Got that nice pad developing over here. This is going to be more the apex of the tree perhaps, and this could be a branch here, although this one's pretty thick still. We're going to leave it just like that. Okay. The Helping Hands has been revived. Now the rocks are in the way right now, but there we go. Our last 360, we'll go this way. I'm gonna leave this on for right now. We'll get another branch back there. That's a nice front to the tree too, maybe for next time, but the roots grew the other way. So maybe it'll come over here and be a secondary or a primary branch off this side. So right about there is the front. This is a little bit in our face a little bit with this going back here, but if this can keep going up, we will cut this one off and this will be our leader. This will be a primary branch. We'll get the tree to grow this way. We can slow this one down. All right, let's get our weights back on there just for the next week or so. This was another great winter project to work on, the Helping Hands, and now it's given me something to do in the middle of summer so I can repot the PAs in the summertime. We trimmed it up a little bit. We've got the rocks pouring over the bonsai soil with some roots exposed. Maybe they'll get thicker and cling to that hand a little bit better. Again, we'll put it in a bigger pot next time, maybe a little bit deeper, so we have enough soil for the grass and enough bonsai soil for the bonsai roots so they don't get too mushed out at the bottom. We'll experiment and see how it goes. And again, most of the roots in the tree will be inside the Helping Hands, not just those three. What a fantastic little project. I just love it. Still a little creepy for my wife though. She keeps telling me that. Thanks for watching, everyone. We got a great show coming up. Bonsai Acres, the search continues. Stay tuned for that and a whole bunch more. Until the next one, hey, take care of you, take care of your bonsai, and we'll see you on the next one.